Dear students, good morning. I am Ramdas. I welcome you to my channel Maths from Basics for you. So this is my class number 25, and in the previous class I have taught you successive differentiation. So I hope you have followed it well and you'll be working on it. So dear students, if you remember, yes, before that I would like to remind you of my funda, learn maths from basics. I am here to teach you maths right from basics. So you can bank on me. Okay students, so I have been noticing that I am getting a lot of good response from you, and I want you to further see that you share it to most of your friends so that it should be helpful to them also. So let me come back to my subject without wasting much of our time. So I remember I had told you some portion of differentiation is pending, that was parametric functions, derivatives of parametric functions. I felt it's better I complete that and then continue with my successive differentiation, because sometimes we require some concept about parametric functions while doing successive differentiation. So I thought, let me first finish off these parametric functions. Probably it may take one class or two classes at the most, so I will be doing it. So it is comparatively very simple and very easy to understand. So after having learned differentiation sum rule, difference rule, product rule, quotient rule, implicit functions, composite functions, it will be easy for you to follow even parametric functions. So it's very easy, let's do it. Now what I would like to know is what a parametric function is. So you will be asking me, sir, what a parametric function is. Yes, if you remember, I had taught you y equals f of x. Here I told you a dependent variable, and x is an independent variable, and f is a function. Now let us take another example. For instance, I wrote this. For instance, in this case, you see this, in this case, you note that y is a function of x. Let us take another example, that is x equals to 280 square. So you might be observing, what is this? Now here you find this is a variable which we are going to differentiate with respect to another variable t. So here t is called a parameter. So t is a parameter. Now take another example, y equals to 280. So even in this case also, even though y is a variable, but we are differentiating this with respect to another variable t. So here t is also a parameter. So in a nutshell, what is a parameter? A parametric function or equation. So a parametric function is also known as a parametric equation. In a nutshell, if x and y are expressed as a function of another variable t, where f equals to x equals f of t, I'll rub this, and y equals g of t, where t is a parameter. T is called a parameter. So what do you find here? If x and y are expressed as a function of another variable t, such a function is called a parametric function or a parametric equation. So dear students, examples of parametric function, that is that is x equals to 280 square or 680 t minus or x equals, that is 1 plus cos t, and y equals a into t minus sin t or b into 1 minus cos t. They are the examples of parametric functions. So we'll try to know what it is while doing the problem. I'll explain to you in brief. So now, apart from this, what happens here is, in some problems will be asked, find dy by dx at t equals pi by 2 or pi by 3 or pi by 4. Pi by 2 means 90 degrees, pi by 3 means 180 degrees, 60 degrees, and so on. I will be telling you in detail when I am working the problems. Sometimes it will be difficult for you to remember what is cosecant 45 degrees or what is tan 60 degrees or what is secant secant 60 degrees or secant 30 degrees or tan 45 degrees and so on. So such cases, there are some methods, some textbooks give you a lot of methods how to, what is a shortcut method to find the angles of trigonometric ratios. So we have many such methods to find the values of sin 30, sin 45, sin 60, sin 90, sin 0 and all, etc. So here I am going to teach you two simplest methods where you can easily find out the values of sin 30 or cosecant 45 degrees or secant 60 degrees and so on. So let's see how to arrive at that tabular column, which is I am going to do it. After doing that, after you learn how to calculate these angles, let us do some problems which will be helpful to you while solving problems on parametric functions or parametric equations. So without wasting much of time, let's start problems on parametric functions. So dear students, what I expect from you is, please like my video, share my video and subscribe to my channel, and try to circulate my video to most of your friends circle, to your relatives or to your colleagues, your classmates, so on, because like you, even they should be benefited. I had told you earlier, I want every child in this world to be strong in mathematics, and that is my ambition. So if they are good, they will be an asset to our country. So dear students, don't be conservative or don't feel, oh, if I circulate to him, he will become more intelligent than me. Don't have that habit in you. Please try to impart your knowledge and try to help your close friend, because even he is also like a brother. So help, you should think as a family and work for each other. So dear students, let's start derivatives of parametric functions. Sin 90 degrees, done. So now what if in the event you are asked sin 45 degrees, cosecant 30 degrees or cot 40 degree, 45 degrees, or event if you have to find out the value of sin 30, sin 45, sin 60, sin 90, done. So what will happen? You have to recollect the formulas. In the event you will easily say what is sin 30, you will say half, done. So for instance, if I ask you what is a cosecant of 30 degrees, so difficult for you to remember. So likewise, whether it is secant 45 degrees or cosecant 45 degrees or cot theta, cot 45 degrees, it will be difficult, but I will show you two methods which are easy to find out the different angles. So now for example, I ask you what is cosecant 60 degrees. You will be able to immediately find out from this table how to prepare this table and do it. I teach you two simplest methods to find out. Now please follow me here. Supposing I mention this 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. What you do is, the moment you are first, we will find out sin theta. We will find sin theta. What you do, you start by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. First start from 0, 0 should start from 0. So divide this by 4, 4, 4, 4, each value by 4, and take the square root of this. So 0 by 4 you can easily write equals to 0. So sin 0 is sin 0 is sin 0 is 0. So now this is 1 by 4. This becomes square root of 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. So now we have, that is under the root 2 by 4. Simplify this. What happens? 1s are 2s are. So that is becomes under the root 1 by 2. I'll rub this. So I can write this also, that is under the root 1 by under the root 2. That is nothing but 1 by root 2. So write 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. I am not able to, I don't have grip, so I am not able to write correctly, but anyway you are trying to understand this. 1 by root 2, and this becomes root 3 by 2. When 4 comes out, it becomes 2, root 3 by 2, and this becomes 1. The moment we get all the values of sin 0, that is sin 0 degrees, sin 30 degrees, sin 45 degrees, sin 60, sin 90, the rest is cakewalk, it's child's play. So what you do is, for cos theta, you start writing with the reverse order. What is that? So this will be what? Cos theta. You start in reverse order. So this becomes 1, this is root 3 by 2, this is 1 by root 2, this is half and 0. So once you get this sin and cos, it's easy to find out the other values. What happens here? Next we will go for tan theta. Tan theta. That is, tan theta is what? 0 by 1. 0 by 1 is what? 0. So here tan theta is sin theta by cos theta. So that is tan 0 divided by cos 1. So it becomes 0. Here tan 30 degrees, half, and we have root 3 by 2. So divide this. Half divided by, that is, I'll go on teaching here. So here tan theta is equals to sin theta by cos theta. Is it possible to view it? Yes. So sin theta by cos theta. So what is sin 30 degrees? So sin 30 is half divided by root 3 by 2. So denominator of the numerator cancels and this 2 cancels. So you are left with 1 by root 3. Here root 2 cancels, we are left with 1. And here 2 cancels, we get root 3. And this is 1 by 0. 1 by 0, everything divided by 1 divided by 0 is infinity. Done. So now, after coming to this stage, the remaining thing is very, very simple. What you find now, next is what? We'll take cot theta. Cot theta. What is cot theta? Cot is a reciprocal of tan. So supposing I take this divided by 1. So 1 divided by 0. What is 1 divided by 0? So it becomes a reciprocal. So that is, cot is what? cot theta equals to 1 by tan theta, that is equals to, what is cot? That is tan 1 by cot. So 1 divided by 0 tan. So tan is what? You take the reciprocal of that, that becomes 1 divided by 0. 1 divided by 0 is what? Infinity. Infinity. Now here again reciprocal of tan. So this becomes reciprocal root 3, that is root 3 by 1. So reverse it and this becomes 1. So this becomes 1 by root 3. And what happens? So 1 by infinity, this becomes 0. 1 divided by infinity, 0. So next, reciprocal of sine. Sine is cosecant. Cosecant theta. So this becomes 1 divided by 0. So that this is nothing but 0 by 1. So 1 by 0. So this becomes again infinity. What about this? This becomes 2. Reverse it. And this becomes root 2. And this becomes 2 by root 3. So cosecant 60 is 2 by root 3. But here sine 60 is 3 by root 2. But here this becomes opposite. So what about this? So reciprocal of this. So this is 1 itself. 1 divided by 1. So it's 1. Now next, secant theta. Secant theta. So reciprocal of tan. Reciprocal of cos. So this becomes 1 divided by 1 is 1. So if you want, you can just add 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So this becomes next, say secant 30. Secant 30 is 2 because reciprocal. And this becomes root 2. Root 2. This becomes, here I have gone wrong. So this 1, this becomes secant 2 by root 3, reciprocal of cos it is. So this becomes root 2 and this becomes 2. And what about cos? 0 divided by this, 0 by 1, 0 divided by 1, that is 1 divided by 0, it becomes infinity. So this is one method of knowing how to find out sin 30, cos 30 or whatever value you want, you can easily make out. In the examination, if you forget what is cosecant 45 degrees. So draw a tabular like as in the last page, write these values, divide it. So this becomes little bit cumbersome, tedious and the process is little time consuming. On the contrary, I teach you one more method which is very simple and very easy and instantaneously you can get the values. So I have not seen such values, this method anywhere in a textbook or in the YouTube or thing. Perhaps there may be, but it has not come to my notice. But if at all, if it has come for the first time, I am the first person to introduce this to you. What I had learnt earlier as a child, I am teaching you now. So this method is very popular and very simple and very easy to calculate whatever value you want, immediately you will get it. So that method I will show you, that is the second method. So this is first method. First method and this is second method. So what is that? For that you have to do a small work. What you do, draw two right angle triangles. One triangle, right angle triangle, this is A, B, C. Done. So name this as 45 degrees and this has 45 degrees. So mark here 1, 1 and root 2. Draw one more right angle triangle. So one more right angle triangle. A, B, C. What you do here, you mark here 60 degrees, this one as 30 degrees. So name this 1, root 3 and 2. These values are very important. If you go wrong here, your entire values will be wrong. So the first case when it is 45 degrees angle, 1 root 2. And when it is 60 degrees, 1 root 3, 2. When it is 30, now what you do to begin with, in this case, I'll take sine. I'll use it for some other purpose if required. I'll write it same value, sine theta, that is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. So what I do, first value I have to fix. So we know sine 0 is 0, sine 0 is 0, you write it, and this is sine 90 is 1. These two values you have to fix, remaining is easy. Now we want sine 30. Refer this triangle, this is figure 1 and this is figure 2. I'll write little down so that figure 2. So you want what? Next is sine 30. Refer figure 2. Take this angle 30 degrees. What is sine theta? Opposite by hypotenuse. What is opposite to this angle? Opposite side is this, 1 by hypotenuse, 1 by root 2. Sorry, 1 half. So half. Now you want 45 degrees. Sine 45. What is sine 45? You can take any of this angle 45. What is 145? Sine theta, sine 45, sine theta. We are refer this or this. If you refer this, this will be the opposite side. If you refer this angle, this will be the opposite side. You can end since both are 45. Refer anything. So sine 45, take this as angle opposite by hypotenuse. So what happens here? 1 by root 2. Done. Now 60 degrees. Refer this angle. What you want? Sine. What is the opposite side? Opposite is root 3 by hypotenuse. Root 3 by root 3 by 2. See, compare these tables. Once you have got this, other things are easy. So sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is half, here also half, here also half, sine 45 half, here also 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, then sine 60 root 3 by 2, root 3 by 2, and sine 90 is 1 and sine 90 is 1, both are same. Now reverse order, we will take cos theta 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2 half, and this is 0. So he started 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2 half and 0. And what about tan? Tan, just imitate, copy all these things. So tan is 0, same values. You divide this, half will cancel, 2 and 2 will cancel, we have 1 by root 3. We have got 1 by root 3. So this is 1 by root 3 and this becomes 1, this is 2 cancels, root 3, and this is 1 divided by 0, infinity. Check it, tan 0 is 0, I will write this 0 properly. Tan 0 is 0, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, tan 45 is 1, root 3, you got root 3, and that is infinity, got it. Now reciprocals. So what happens to this? Cot 1 by 0 is 1 and this becomes root 3. What is that? Sin by cos. So not here. So cot theta, this is infinity. So this becomes root 3 by 1, root 3, this is 1, 1 by root 3, this is 0. The next is cosecant. It becomes cosecant theta, infinity, 2, then root 2, 2 by root 3 and this is cosecant 1. So here again secant theta 1, 2 by root 3 and this is root 2 and infinity. See dear students, from these triangles you can easily calculate whatever values you want. So which is easier for you, this or this? I am 100% sure most of you will blindly say definitely this method is the easiest method. So follow this method when the problems are given. Actually part 1 I have just limited myself a few problems because the video becomes very lengthy. I don't want to trouble you. See dear students, very simple logic. If you have to make short videos, the problems will be less. So simple logic. If you have to make a short video, I cannot cover a lot of problems. I will be doing few problems, say 4 or 5 problems I can complete. On the contrary, if I do longer videos, time consuming, but you will have a lot of problems. So I had told in the previous class I was confused, I don't know what to do. But what I'll do is intermediate I'll follow for some days until I get response from you. So I'll try to do whatever is required for the need of the hour and you decide. Until you decide, I'll be following the same method, same procedure, same concept. We have a problem here. If x equals to a into secant cube, note of this. This triangle is very important. Make a note of these triangles, especially these values and how to take sin theta and cos theta, all those things you have to take and try to substitute here. And don't forget to write the numerator as denominator. When you are taking a reciprocal, you should know, otherwise say I went wrong here. 1 by infinity can be any value, so it becomes 0. So this is 0. Zero by 1 equals to 0. This is a value. 1 by 1, this is nothing but 1. So this is 0 by 1 equals to 0. Remaining, you have already made a note of this. So stick on to that. So I am going to rub this, students. Okay students, we take this problem. We have x equals to a into secant cube theta, differentiating with respect to theta. We get what? We get dx by d theta equals to I'll take a outside, d by d theta of secant cube theta. What happens if we differentiate this? This I take this a outside, so this becomes 3 into secant square theta and differentiation of secant theta, that is d by dx of secant theta. So that becomes what? 3a into secant square theta d by dx of secant theta into tan theta. So this will be secant theta into, this will be equals to secant theta into tan theta. After differentiating this, you got this. Now secant square into secant square becomes 3a into secant cube theta into tan theta. I am multiplying this. So after multiplying, I got secant cube theta into tan theta. So this is our dx by d theta, sorry, dx by d theta. Now what I will do, we are given y equals what? A into tan cube theta. Now dy by d theta equals to, I will take this A outside, dy by d theta of tan cube theta. Okay. So this becomes what? A into 3 tan square theta into dy dx of tan theta. So what happens to this? This becomes 3a tan square theta, and dy dx of tan theta is secant square theta. What is this? This is our dy by d theta. So 3a into tan square theta into d by dx of tan theta is secant square theta. So you should remember the formulas, otherwise you can't proceed. Time and again I have been telling you repeatedly, try to memorize your formulas, otherwise you cannot proceed. So dear students, now after getting this dx by d theta and dy by theta, we will go for dy by dx. Simple. So now dy by dx equals to dy by d theta by dx by d theta. That is, this is something what? This is our equation 1. This is our equation 2. That is equation 2 divided by equation 1. I love this. What is equation 2? That is nothing but 3a into tan square theta into secant square theta divided by 3a into secant cube theta into tan theta. So what happens here? Secant square goes here and left with 1 secant. This square will go and become only secant theta, and here this will go and you are left with tan theta. So this becomes what? And 3a cancels. You are left with tan theta. I will rub this now. You are left here. You are left with in the numerator. You are left with tan theta divided by, here we will have secant theta. Secant theta. So how to solve this? What is tan? Can write like this: tan is sin theta by cos theta into 1 by secant theta, right? But what is 1 by secant? Secant is reciprocal of that, is 1 by cos. So dy by dx, it is nothing but implies sin theta by cos theta into, I will send this to the numerator and this becomes cos theta, because cos theta equals to 1 by secant theta, note. So this secant theta becomes cos theta. So this cos theta, this theta, cos theta cancels, you are left with sin theta. So I will rub this. So therefore dy by dx equals to sin theta. To find dy by dx at theta equals to pi by 4, symbolically, that is dy by dx, that is theta equals pi by 4. What is this? That is nothing but sin theta, that is sin of pi by 4. Sin of pi by 4, because where theta is there, I am substituting the value of theta, I write it neatly. So sin pi by 4, since theta equals pi by 4 given, correct. Now that is nothing but sin of, that is phi is 180, 180 divided by 4 is 45 degrees. What is sin 45? Yes, you get stuck here. So what you do is, you write this triangle immediately, 1 root 2, call this 45 degrees, 45 degrees. So what is 45 degrees? You can take any of this angle, whether this or this, both are 45. So opposite by hypotenuse. So this is nothing but 1 by root 2. Therefore dy by dx at theta equals pi by 4 equals to 1 by root 2. This is the answer. Very simple problem. You should know the method and you should know trigonometry. So trigonometry is very tricky and very nice, very intellectual subject. It will show your intelligence. You should know how to manipulate, how to play with it. So I teach you trigonometry when I am handling trigonometry, and you will be well versed. Now time being, you understand this and try to work on this. So when I do trigonometry, I will teach you how to tackle these problems. See here, tricky problem. You should know what to do and what not to do. So once you do it, you will get answer. Simple. So this, you can also write that dy by dx equals to sin of pi by 4 equals to 1 by root 2. Either you can write like this or you can write like this. Everything is same. Even if you want, you can write like this. That is theta equals pi by 4. You can write like this. So this is the required answer. So students, we will go for the next problem. We are going to take a problem here. If x equals to a into t minus sin t, y equals a into 1 plus cos t, find dy by dx at t equals pi by 2. So here I had already told you, you will be asked in the event if you are asked to find the value of sin 90 by sin 90 degrees or 45 degrees or 60 degrees and so on. So here he has asked you to find t at pi by 2. Pi by 2 is nothing but 180 degrees. 180 degrees divided by 2 is 90 degrees. Whether it is sin, cos, tan, whatever it is, you have to find the value of 90 degrees. So dear students, so in such cases, whatever I have taught you to find angles, that will help you. That's the reason I taught you that. So we'll do this problem. Yes, yes, there is nothing but a parametric function. So from some function I had told you, if x and y are given to you, we can easily solve using parametric functions. See? Now x equals to a into t minus sin t. So I call this as equation 1. So differentiating equation 1 with respect to t, because in parametric functions we are going to differentiate with the third variable t, dx by dt, that is dx by dt equals to d by dt of a into t minus sin t. So a is constant, I take it outside. A into d by dt of t is, so if you differentiate t with respect to t, it becomes 1 into, so sorry, if you differentiate as t minus sin of, if you differentiate sin t, it becomes cos t. So no, I will use this straight away. A into 1 minus cos t, if you differentiate this with respect to therefore dx by dt equals to a into 1 minus cos t. Now we will go for the second thing. We have given y equals a into 1 plus cos t. So differentiating this, it with respect to t, what happens, sir? dy by dt equals to d by, I take this a outside, a into d by dt of 1 plus cos t. What happens here? This is equals to a into d by dt of 1 is 0, so 0 plus d by dx of d by dt of cos t is minus sin t, so this becomes minus sin t. I will use it because I have used a square bracket here, floor bracket, sin t, that is equals to minus a sin t. This is our dy by dt. I call this as equation 2. So we have got dx by dt, dy by dt. So how to get dy by dx? So remember here, in order to get dy by dx in parametric functions, we have to use chain rule. So using chain rule we can solve this. By chain rule we have dy by dx equals to dy by dt by dx by dt, that is, this is nothing but equation 2 divided by equation 1, equation 2 divided by equation 1. So dy by dt is this equation 2, dx by dt is equation 1. This was our equation 1, isn't it? So we'll divide. I'll rub this. That is dy by dx equals to, what is dy by dt is minus a sin t divided by a into 1 minus cos t. I'll rub it. So what happens here? A and a cancels. So dy by dx equals to minus sin t divided by 1 minus cos t. Now dy by dx at t equals pi by 2, because he wants t equals pi by 2. So wherever t is there, put pi by 2. So that is dy by dx equals to minus sin of pi by 2 divided by 1 minus cos pi by 2. Done. So I'll rub this here. So that is dy by dx equals to, I write once again, minus sin pi by 2, I'll write minus sin pi by 2 divided by 1 minus cos pi by 2. This is equals to minus, what is sin 90? Sin 90 is 1. Sin 90 is 1. So this becomes 1 minus 1 divided by 1 minus 0, that is equals to minus 1, since sin 90 equals to 1 and cos 90 equals to 0. Therefore dy by dx at t equals pi by 2 equals minus 1. This is the required answer. This is how we have to solve the problem on parametric functions. So we'll go for the next problem. With respect to that, you have to differentiate. So I am differentiating this with respect to t. What happens? That is dx by dt equals to, I take a outside, d by dt of cos to the power of 4 t. What happens? Equals to a into, I'll write it in bracket only. So this becomes what? 4 into cos 3t d by dx of cos. So d by dx of cos is what? Minus sin t. So what happens to this? This becomes 4a minus, I'll take minus value outside, we have a minus sign there, this equals to minus 4a into cos 3t into sin t. I call this as equation 1. So now y equals to what? B sin to the power of 4t. So differentiate this with respect to t, dy by dt equals to d by dt. I'll take this b outside, b into d by dt of sin 4t. So what happens here? This becomes, you differentiate sin, we get cos. So before that you have to write 4 into sin cube t into differentiation of sin is cos t. I call this as equation 2. Now dy by dx equals what? dy by dx, dy by dt, sorry, dy by dt divided by dx by dt. So this is our equation 2 divided by equation 1. I'll rub this. What is equation? One a is here, b is here, sorry, b, 4b. This phi I have forgotten. So what is it? dy by dx equals to equation 2 by 1. What is dy by dx? That is minus, sorry, no minus here, that is 4b sin cube t into cos t divided by minus, we have 4a into cos 3t into sin t. I'll rub this. What happens here? This 4 cancels. You are left with minus b by a. I'll put it outside here. Sin cube t, sorry, sin cube 3t, sin cube 3t into cos t divided by cos cube t into sin t. What happens here? This one sign and this becomes 2 times, and here and this becomes 2 times. I'll rub this. That is equals to minus b by a. You are left with what? Sin square t by cos square t. What is sin square by cos square? Sin square by cos square will be tan square t. Right? I rub this. Now dy by dx equals to minus, so this is equals to minus b by a tan square t. This is our dy by dx. Now to find dy by dx at t equals pi by 4. So we'll substitute the value wherever we have t, we'll substitute t equals pi by 4. What happens? That is dy by dx equals to, we have minus b by a yes into tan square pi by 4. What is tan pi by 4? Tan 45 is 1. So whether it is tan 45 or tan square 45, square of 1 is 1 minus b by a into tan square pi by 4. Okay, that is equals to minus b by a into 1, since tan of 45 degrees equals to 1. So the answer is, so you remove this one, therefore dy by dx equals to minus b by a. This is the required answer. So dear students, we have a problem. X equals a into cos t plus log tan of t by 2, y equals a sin t. Show that dy by d equals to tan t. It's a very easy problem. See dear students, what I would like to tell you here is, whatever you studied earlier, everything is coming into play. So you cannot neglect our basics. So here I have taught you differentiation of sum rule, for difference rule, sum rule, product rule, then composite functions. Everything is here. We have sum rule plus composite functions, and here along with that you have formulae which you have to learn. See here, log of tan x you should know. If you differentiate tan x, what happens? Secant square x. So all this, if you don't know, you can't. That's the reason I always tell you, if you are good in your formulae and differentiation methods, you can easily get through, and you cannot get through, you can score well. That's why always I put how to unlock derivatives of composite functions and all those things, because these are tricks. I'll show you more tricks whenever you get some good problems. Here you have one problem. Here trigonometry comes into play. I'll show you how it is. Now, first we are given what? Given x equals to a into cos t plus log tan of t by 2. Now what is dx by dt? Now differentiating with respect to t, we get, that is dx by dt will be d by, I take this a outside, d by dt of cos t plus log tan of t by 2. Done. So what happens here? this is nothing but A into, if you differentiate cos t, it becomes minus sin t. Log, whatever you have log associated with log, bring this to the denominator, plus 1 by tan of t by 2. Differentiation of tan, that will be secant square t by 2, and differentiation t by 2 we have, so it will be into half. Most of you go wrong here, we will not differentiate this because we have a function. In the event if you have only t, dt by dt would have been 1, so we would have neglected, but we have dt, that is t by 2, that becomes half. But this you should remember, if you go wrong here, your entire problem is gone. So while correcting the papers, most of them they don't put this value and we can't proceed. The examiner, in the event you forget to put this value, let us see we have not put this value, he will not go further, he will just put like this and become 0, because the PCM department is very, very strong, no lenience, because if a doctor commits a mistake, the patient dies. Here, as a mathematician, if you commit any mistakes, the problem is gone. So because of your design, imagine you go somewhere wrong, you are designing something, a big issue, a big project, somewhere, let us say you are designing a spaceship, so where you will be having these things, calculations, somewhere you go wrong, what happens is your spaceship, it's a damar, it's gone. So here mathematics also is same. Doctors, they play with lives and we play with machines. So we provide machines to doctors and doctor will provide us life. So both are equally important in life. So you decide you want to be an engineer or you want to be a doctor. Since some of you have already chosen PCM C or PCME, definitely you would like to be an engineer or a scientist. So dear students, let us, without wasting time, let's proceed. So we got this. Now I'll rub this. Here what you have to watch here, just doing the problem is not sufficient, you should use your head, what you have to answer, because you have to get tan t. So we will see how to go about it. I will simplify this. So what I will do, dx by dt equals to, I will take this minus sign, no, so this becomes minus sin t plus this 1 by tan is a reciprocal of cot, so I will take this cot t by 2 into secant square t by 2 into half, done. So this is, oh, A is here, sorry, A into, so minus sin t plus, what is cos, because I want to get rid of this secant square. So what is cos? Cot, nothing but cos t by 2 by sin t by 2. Can you write like this? What is secant square? 1 by cos square t by 2 into half I love this. So what happens here? One cos t goes and one goes. So it happens here. What happens here? A into minus sin t. So I left with what? Plus I will take this half here. Half into, this is, we are left with sin t by 2 into cos t by 2. Sorry, I take this 1. You understood this? What happens? I have taken cot theta as cos by sine, right? Secant square, the reciprocal secant square is 1 by cos. So now since we have secant square x, secant square t by 2, so it becomes 1 by cos square t by 2. I have taken the reciprocal of that. So what happens here? You have 1 cos, here you have a square. So 1 cos goes here, you left with 1. What happens here? 2 sin t by 2 into cos t by 2. What is sin 2a? What is sin 2a? Note, important relation, this is 2 sin a cos a, 2 sin a cos a. Instead of this I will go for half angles. What is only sin a? Now here we have 2, but I am going for half angles. So what happens here? This is nothing but 2 into sin a by 2 into cos a by 2. So what happens to this? Here we have 2 sin a. So what happens here? I rub this. So dx by dt equals to a into minus sin t plus 1 by sin t. Dear students, we have sin 2a equals 2 sin a cos a, but if I take sin a, that is half angle, it will be 2 sin a by 2 cos a by 2. So this sin a, not sin a by 2. So this becomes what? Only sin t. This becomes sin t. This is sin t. So this becomes sin t. And close the bracket. I rub this. What happens to this? Now I will take LCM. What happens? A sin t is sin t, 1 goes sin t times sin t into sin t minus sin square t plus 1. I rub this. That is dx by dt equals to a into minus sin square t plus 1 divided by sin t. Okay, I'll rub this now. We know that can I write this like this, which implies dx by dt equals to a into 1 minus sin square t divided by sin t. So plus 1 minus sin square t. Can I write like this? I can definitely write. So minus a plus b, you can write b minus a, both are same. So I will interchange this. Now what is, we know that sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, or cos square theta equals to 1 minus sin square theta. Can I write this 1 minus sin square t as cos square t? Yes, why not? So A into cos square t by sin t. What is this? This is our dx by dt. I call this as equation 1. Since, here right there, since sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, or cos square theta equals to 1 minus sin square theta. I use that relation here. So I'll rub this. Now, therefore, dx by dt is what? A into cos square t by sin t. Okay. Now we are left with what? Y. Y equals A sin t. That is dy by dt equals to what? A I will take outside, dy A I will take outside, dy dt of sin t. That becomes what? A into cos t. Now dy by dx equals to dy by dt by dx by dt. That is nothing but equation y, that is a into dy a into cos t divided by a cos square t into sin t. Right. So here denominator of the denominator goes to the numerator. So I rub this. So denominator of the denominator goes to numerator, that is dy by dx equals to sin t into cos t divided by cos square t. So what happens here? One cos goes, one cos goes. So you are left with what? Sin t by cos t. What is sin by cos? Sin by cos is nothing but tan t. This is nothing but tan t. Therefore dy by dx equals to tan t. Hence proved. This is an important problem. Pay more concentration for this. So you have understood, dear students, you have to work this problem once again. Very simple problem. You should know the method and a formulae and substitution and follow the steps. Simple. Nothing you have to think. There is nothing how to do it, all that. Just mere differentiation, recollect the formulas. See, a lot of formulas here are here. We have learned what is sin 2a, then we have learned what is how to substitute the sin square theta plus cos square theta. See, whatever you have learned in the basics, what I have taught in the basics, everything is coming into play. That's the reason I always stick on to basics. If you are good in basics, you can solve problems at your fingertips. Otherwise, you get stuck. You got to see some students with the answer sheets. So you'll be sitting there thinking here and there because they don't know anything. They don't know basics. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. Simply they'll be sitting and they'll be wasting their time. Give the paper and walk out. I'll tell you a small incident of what happened with me. I had gone for my exams. I had a senior student who had become my classmate. So he had taken almost 22 attempts. In those days, we did not have this maximum 8 attempts and all that. You can take any number of attempts those days when I was doing. So that student went on failing. He could not. So finally, he became my classmate. My senior became a classmate when I went to M4, not M4, M2 or M3. I was doing this. So that student has come for a supplementary batch. What he used to do? Every 10 minutes he used to ask for an answer sheet. The reason is he used to write quite big. So totally he took 15 sheets, answer sheets, along with the answer sheets, additional 15 additional sheets he took. I was just sitting opposite to me. I asked him, what happened to you? He said, he did like this. I was wondering, because we could not complete. We had only, I could spare another 2 sheets of my answer book, because whatever is required I have done it, and moreover we don't write so big. So what is required? Normal size I had written, and I had, I think 1.5 or 1 sheet or 2 sheets I had left it, and came out, I scored well. But I came out and asked him, what man, you have come for the mathematics paper, theory paper? I asked him. Why man, I am reading mathematics paper. He said, you took 15 sheets, additional sheets. The problem called for 15 sheets. He said, okay, fine. Remember, mark my words. I told him, mark my words, you will not get more than 15 marks, I told him. I sarcastically told him, you will get only 15 marks. Remember, when he got a marks card, he had got only 15 marks. I laughed like anything and told him, see, you deserve it. For each additional sheet, that person has put you 1 mark. So 15 additional sheet, 15 marks. Simple. You should have taken another 20 sheets, no? 35 marks, you would have got passing marks, I said. So I made fun of him. So dear students, sometimes you have to crack some jokes to make you alert. Otherwise, you will sleep. So let's go to the next problem. Believe me, he took 24 attempts, yet he did not complete mathematics. Finally, he was pushed. They got fed up setting because old schemes changed to new schemes, and new scheme becomes some other schemes. Separately, the university had to set one paper for him. So they got frustrated with him. What they did? By force, by compulsion, they passed him. I don't know whether they passed him or he only scored, I don't remember, because I had already left and gone. Finally, after so many years, he was called father of mathematics for that particular university. Dear students, don't be like him, be like me. Okay, be sharp and be practical. Try to work out problems. Maths makes you perfect. See here, trigonometry, very beautiful chapter. Trigonometry only made me very alert. You will become very sharp in trigonometry. I will handle trigonometry very shortly, because we deal with such things only. Very simple, very tricky and very interesting. So let's learn later on. I finish differentiation little more, because I want to prepare you differentiation so that your foundation is good. Your foundation is good, you can definitely build for the first floor, second floor, third floor, so on. If foundation is weak, even you are weak, not stand. That's the reason I am emphasizing more and working very hard to see that you are good in mathematics. My only ambition is to see that I want every child in this world to be sound in mathematics. That's my ambition, that's my dream. Whether it is from our country, other country, whichever country he is, that child should be brilliant in mathematics. So I can just give something, I can guide him, I can create that interest in, I can show him the way, and it is up to him to build his house. I can give him the strong foundation. So I am giving you a strong foundation to see that you are good in mathematics. Dear students, without wasting time, because once I get into conversation, I become more emotional or more excited and I talk. So let's go back. Dear students, we have a problem here. If x equals to a into 1 minus cos theta plus y, and y equals to a into theta plus sin theta, find dy by dx. Very simple problem. This substitution only you should know the formula and differentiation. That's all. So let's differentiate this with respect to theta. So here no t. Observe here, everywhere is given t, theta. So differentiate with respect to theta. So differentiating it with respect to theta. Now in the event if you don't know what is theta, but there might be some students who might be freshers or newcomers to my classroom, so they might be wondering what is this theta, sir. See, I told you the first class, it's a nothing but a Greek alphabet. So for example, in our English we have A, B, C, D and so on. Likewise in Greek we have Greek alphabets like theta, beta, gamma, mu, sigma, etc. So we are going to use those notations here. So most of the textbooks they use theta, or they use alpha, or they use beta, rarely they use. So we are comfortable with theta, let's use theta. For example, I will show you an example. You have a straight line, you make an angle. So either you can call, for example, this is a right angle triangle. So if this is ABC, we know Pythagoras theorem, AC square equals AB square plus BC square, we are going to use this. So here we need to have an angle, you have to name some angle, this angle. Either you can take A can't because we already had there, we can take alpha or beta or theta, whatever it is. So we are taking theta. So here in the examiner in the problem, he has taken theta. So let's differentiate this with respect to theta. Depending upon the value of theta, we will have the angle. So dear students, now with respect to theta, what happens? So differentiation. So what happens? Dx by d theta equals to a constant taken outside. So if you differentiate one constant, it becomes 0. So minus sign is there. If you differentiate cos theta, it becomes minus sin theta. So minus sin theta. So this becomes what? Minus into minus plus a into sin theta. I call this as equation 1. I take this y equals to a into theta plus sin theta. We have to differentiate this with respect to theta. So dy by d theta equals what happens? A I will take it outside. So if you differentiate theta with respect to theta, it becomes 1. And if you differentiate sin theta, it becomes cos theta. Cos theta. Now how to solve this? You have to divide 2 by 1, isn't it? So this is equation 2. Equation 2. Now here what happens here? You should know one thing. Note 1 plus cos 2 theta equals to 2 cos square theta. This is a formula. Or cos square theta equals to 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. Done. So here 1 plus cos 2 theta, but we have only cos theta, half angle again. So here note 1 plus cos 2 theta equals to 2 cos square theta, right? Supposing I want 1 plus cos theta, that becomes what? 2 cos square theta by 2, half angles. So this becomes 2 cos square theta by 2. Remember this. See here we have 2 and we have only theta. So whenever you get this is also an important formula. Remember this. You can't forget. So this means 2 cos square theta. Can I substitute this 1 plus cos theta by 2 cos square theta? Yes, you can. So this equation, I will rub this. Please make a note. Now equation 2 becomes what? Becomes dy by d theta equals to a into 2 cos square theta by 2, or this is 2a into cos square theta by 2. Done. and this is our equation 3. Done. So we have to divide. What is dy by dx? Dy by d theta, dy by dx we want. Dy by dx is what? So we have got both dy here only. Okay, I rub this. Now dy by dx equals to dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta. What is dy by d theta? Is nothing but 2a cos square theta by 2 divided by a sin theta. So this here, this cancels. You are left with what? This becomes what? 2 cos square theta by 2 divided by sin theta. Okay, substitute the value of this. What is sin theta? Now sin 2 theta is what? 2 sin theta into cos theta, or sin theta equals to 2 sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2, 2 cos square theta. Okay, 2a into cos square theta by 2 by sin theta. What is sin theta? Sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. I'll substitute this. I'll write here. So now dy by dx equals to 2 cos square theta by 2 divided by sin theta is what? That is 2 sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2, half angles. Since I'll write here, since sin theta equals to 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2 and sin 2 theta equals to 2 sin theta into cos theta. Remember this formula. Okay, now what happens here? One cos goes here, one cancels here. I'll rub this. So here dy by dx equals to, you are left with what? 2 here, this 2 cos theta by 2 divided by sin theta by 2. What is cos by sin? Cos by sin is nothing but cot theta. This is nothing but cot theta by 2. Cot theta 2. Therefore, dy by dx equals to cot theta by 2. This is the required answer. Students, Until now, we have covered a lot of problems which are important to you from the examination point of view, and also it will help you to sharpen your memory. So you have come across of many formulae as well as steps and how to go about it. So what I advise you is, please open out your textbook or your notebook, whatever you have copied by YouTube. Try to go through all these chapters. Until now it is 24 chapters, 24 classes I have covered. Try to cover up all the things and try to work on problems. If you want to be sharp in mathematics, good in mathematics, you have to work hard now. Otherwise you can't. So try to work out some of these, whatever problems I have given you, and try to concentrate, try to analyze, and try to work out the problems once again. You will be sharp. I'm sure about it. I'll tell you, you'll become very intelligent. And also from the textbooks, work out some important problems. You follow the textbooks, put the question, try to solve it on your own without referring the textbook. If you can do that, definitely you're well conversant with this chapter. Otherwise, you have to work hard. So I have done good number of problems which are important to you for the examination point of view. So part 1 of parametric equations or functions, I have done some problems which is important for you. So what I'll give a stop at this stage, because otherwise the video will become very long and it will be cumbersome for you and little time consuming. You may get frustrated. If you are intelligent or interested in my class, definitely will give more time for my videos, because I am not wasting my time on my videos. I am just trying to teach you, because I want to see that more problems are worked in the class, so that you get lot of variety of problems and you can definitely tackle these problems whichever comes. How good it would be to refer one video and learn many problems, or have 3-4 videos and go through each video, search for the video. That's when I was just thinking, let me make a long video so that you get plenty of problems and then you can work on one video. If you want, you can give a break, you can give a stop at that point of time and you can continue little later. But whatever it is, I try to do my work honestly to see that you are benefited out of my class. That is the main motive of my teaching to you. So dear students, let us stop at this. Again, if required, I will continue part 2. I will go through the textbooks and textbook more. I try to select more problems and I will give it to you. In the event I find this sufficient, there is no need, I will just go once again back to my successive differentiation and do some more problems. And part 1 and part 2, part 3, finalize that and then go to partial fractions, that is partial differentiation. So that is also a very interesting chapter. You will definitely like it. That is also more interesting than equally interesting. So let's stop here with the note. We'll meet again. I'll try to post more videos as early as possible, because I have certain things, some commitments I have to fulfill that, because I have to finalize my marks issues and all that pertaining to my college, because the examinations are nearby to them. So I have to finalize. That's the reason there was a delay of more than 3-4 days. So please cooperate with me. I'll be back to you as soon as possible and try to post more videos and try to help you out. So dear students, with this note, I end here with the promise we will meet soon. So before I conclude, dear students, please, I request you, share my video, like my video, subscribe to my channel, which is very important, because that will help me, that will motivate me to do more classes for you. I find that you are not at all interested to subscribe. I don't know why. I don't think by subscribing you will be losing money, no chance. So try to subscribe, because I am putting my hard work, I am trying to do more for you. It is a prime duty to see that you also do something for your lecturer. So not only mine, whosoever videos you are watching, please subscribe to their channels, because you don't know the hard work they put to make a video. It's not that easy, and particularly to make long videos, it will be more cumbersome, more difficult, more tedious. You don't know my hard work, what you put in. So if you think that really my videos are helping you, my classroom is helping you to a better person and to be a good in mathematics, please try to share, like and subscribe to my channel, and share this video to a number of people, so that everybody are benefited. So with these last words, I end here. So I thank you for attending to my class, and good night, take care, God bless you, best of luck, bye.